Welcome to our segment of Baker Forward Fire Watch. We're going to have a good show for you today. I've got a very, very special guest with me, Miss Betty Weber. She's affectionately known as the Cake Lady.
Correct.
And she's adopted, Miss Betty. She's adopted all the fire departments in the parish. And she's attributed to mine and Howard Ward's waistline a lot with her cakes and stuff. But Miss Betty, like I say, she's adopted, all the firemen have adopted her. She's adopted them. Any retirement or function at the fire department, she is there with her desserts and her cakes and everything. And my favorite is the pistachio cake, Miss Betty.
Thank
That's
you.
to die for. So
Thank you.
welcome to the show today, Miss Betty. And,
Thank you.
we're going to talk a little bit about what you do for the firemen in the parish, and we want to talk about Miss Betty is also a coordinator through the East Baton Rouge Parish Food Bank with Southeast Ministries, and they are a full-blown food bank that provides food for the needy. Miss Betty is heavily involved with that, and she's on my committee to help start a food bank here in Baker. Miss Betty, tell me a little bit about what you got you started with the cakes and
With the firefighters?
Yeah.
It was right after Katrina,
Mhm.
and I passed by East Side Fire Department after I got my power back. Hundreds of emergency response vehicles there. And I just said, God, what can I do? And he said, bake cakes, Betty. So I've been baking ever since, and this has been 7 years, and I have covered every fire station in East Baton Rouge Parish. I've been to all 19 stations, plus headquarters, plus the mechanic shop. I've been to Baker, Brownsfield, Zachary, Central. I've even gone out into Livingston Parish. So I've covered, I've met so many wonderful, wonderful firefighters. They have my heart.
That's great. And certainly Miss Betty has there's a place for her in heaven. It's, we call it firefighter heaven, but like I say, she's attributed to all of our waistlines, and she brought some goodies by the Baker Fire Department this morning, and our guys are chomping down on all the goodies today.
Thank you.
Miss Betty, what about, let's get into the Southeast Ministries. I know that's a big part of your life, and you're a big part of that organization.
Yes, it is.
Tell me what Southeast Ministries does and who they provide food for.
Southeast Ministries is located at 476 Sharp Road, and we serve Southeast Baton Rouge. We serve 11 different zip codes, and we are made up of 21 churches, 7 different denominations. Nobody gets paid. We have 155 volunteers, and we love what we do. And we help the needy, we help the homeless, we help people that need food. Right. And so occasionally we get someone that comes to us outside of our zip code area, but no one goes away without food. So we have plenty of food. The food bank, Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, provides a big majority of our food, and the funds from the churches that we receive as pledges, we buy from Walmart and subsidize our orders, and it works out really well because we can give balanced meals to the families that come there.
Right. I know Howard Ward and I toured your facility the other day, and we were impressed. It was a well-organized, well-run ministry, and I know the Lord will continue to bless y'all with that. But getting back to the food part of it is, if someone just walks into the Southeast Ministries office and says, I need food, Do you help them regardless, or do you, some
We have-
criteria that they have to meet, or what?
We have what we call emergency food orders. When
Right.
someone is hungry and they come there and they're out of our district or out of our zip code areas, we're not going to send anybody away with nothing.
Yeah.
And it's just a wonderful ministry. We love what we do, and we have a board of directors that governs everything that we do, so everything's up and above board.
Well, good.
The money is all accounted for.
That's great. Well, I know Mr. Fred, and we met Mr. Fred.
Yes.
He runs a good shift.
He's our
over there.
pantry manager.
But let's get back to the cakes again.
All right.
You know, I just love your cakes.
Thank
and,
you.
and stuff. But you hurt me when you brought them this morning because I'm on a diet and I couldn't have any of it. But I wanted the folks out there to see that your pretty pink helmet, and that was awarded to her by Chief Smith of the Baton Rouge Fire Department. And that's her in the picture. I don't know if you can see the picture or not, but Miss Betty she's honored through many fire departments. Everybody knows her, and we really love Miss Betty. Love her cooking, and don't make a mistake and tell her you're gonna have a function, because she'll show up with all kinds of desserts and
I'll
stuff.
be there.
Miss Betty, I know you came to our function we had a while back with Councilwoman Burgess and the mayor. And
It was lovely.
it was, and
It was lovely.
it was a twofold meeting. We had some regular business we wanted to take, but also it was to try to form our food bank here in Baker, and we're still trying to get that done. We've talked to Mr. Manning, and he's going to meet with us.
He's
and
a
stuff.
great guy.
But anyway, Miss Betty, we love you, and we thank you for all that you do, and we want you to continue
Thank you.
to bless us with your food and stuff.
I'll do
But,
that.
how do you get your recipes? Is it
Well,
something that's
it's-
passed down? or-
Okay, you like the pistachio
Yeah,
cake. I've
yeah.
been making that cake since 1978.
Good,
It
yeah.
was shared with me by one of my fellow school bus drivers. When I retired from the data processing field, I took my training, became a school bus driver.
Okay.
And so I've been baking that cake forever, and I've just added to
Right,
it.
right.
And I come up with new things off and on, and get the my tested out
Yeah.
on the firefighter.
Well, that's great. Well,
And
Miss Betty, that's one of the best cakes, and
Thank
I
you.
can say it for everything though. I know Howard's favorite is the little mini pecan pies, and those are with a cup of coffee. That's to die
they're
for.
easy to
That
make,
is to die
really
for.
easy to make.
Well, Miss Betty, I want to tell you again that we enjoyed having you on our
Thank
show.
you.
We love you, and
Thank you so much.
anything that we can do to help you in Southeast Ministries, we're willing to do it. And be sure to tune into this TV show and
I
tell all
will
your
do
people
that.
about it.
I
and-
will do that.
and-
Remember, it works both ways,
Right.
though. I can help you too,
Okay.
and I'll be glad
Folks, stay
to.
tuned to the next segment. We're going to be back with some good tips on recruiting. Thank you. Welcome back, folks, to this segment of Baker Forward Fire Watch. I've got a special guest, the old standby as usual, Howard Randy Cunningham Ward with me. Howard, it was a pleasure to have Miss Betty on here with us, wasn't it?
Yeah, I tell you what, after you got through lambasting about eating all her food, I think I gained 20 pounds sitting over there watching
Well,
it.
just talking about her made me want to get up and run back to the fire station.
I'm telling you, every time I see Miss Betty, it's a love, not hate, but just a love and disappointment, because I
Yeah,
love to see her,
You
love
her
her,
food and you hate her for
but hate her bring over because I know I'm
going
gonna have to diet for the next couple of weeks. Because I mean, you can't help it. She does such a wonderful job. But
I know the feeling.
and she
buddy.
brings such a happiness to us, knowing that we kind of have our mother angel over there.
You're
She
right.
takes care of us.
You know
and-
what? I've never heard her say no to anything that we've asked her.
No.
Never.
No,
That's
never.
not in her vocabulary.
I don't think it's in her vocabulary. She's got her heart is too big to say no. And you know what? I thought y'all first segment was great. You and her were talking about the things that she does with all that she does, and people don't realize how much time she puts into the
Right.
community and gives up of herself. So we're very happy that she,
You know,
she feels.
I have a story to tell. Last time that she brought goodies to the fire station, we had a Baker policeman stop by, and he got him some of the goodies. he wanted to know where those came from. And I said, well, you know, I'm not going to tell you who. I said, but normally it's not this good. It's nasty, and next time it probably won't be nasty. So don't come back again.
Don't come back.
We don't
yeah.
want the policeman to get involved with Miss Betty.
Are we hoping the
She can't
police?
take- I mean,
No, we don't want
she
Miss Betty
start a
to-
civil war.
Listen, you know, we love the police officers out
Yeah.
there. Believe me, we do. But y'all can't have Miss Betty. No, we're gonna keep her under our wraps.
We'll take your stun guns away from you and zap you with them. Howard, what you got on store for me today?
Well,
bud?
you
I
know
you're playing a good show for me always.
Well,
bud.
Chief, you know, I had a good rest last night. I feel energetic today, and I want to tell you we got a good
You
show.
must have ate some mother-in-law cooking last night. Huh?
Yeah, I did. I
Okay,
did.
Good,
So
good.
we won't go there.
I hear you.
Chief, first I want to talk about some of the events we've been doing. You know, of course, we're still handing out and doing smoke detectors.
Right.
You know, people call us in the city. They're unable to get smoke detectors. They can't put them up. So, Chief, we're going out. We're putting up smoke detectors for those
Yeah.
folks that need them. And we still got plenty. If you have a situation, you need one, please call the Baker Fire Department and
Right.
talk to myself, talk to the chief, talk to one of us and say, you know, tell us what you need, and we'll see if we can get you a smoke detector.
You know, Howard, I still want to remind the folks out there that we got a grant in for over $450,000, and for a one-time thing, we're going to try to put a smoke detector, a fire extinguisher, and a carbon monoxide detector in every home.
Yeah,
So if that grant comes through, it'll be a once-in-a-lifetime.
it would be
Thanks,
it would
and
be
it'd
a
be a
great thing.
big
I think
plus
that
for
would
the
be the
city.
only. We'd be the only city in the nation I know of that can have every
Yeah.
house with. It'd be a little work, but I think it'd be a great opportunity.
Well, normally, you know, if you don't get it, they send you a Dear John letter to tell you you hadn't gotten it.
Right.
We hadn't got that yet. I think we made it through a couple of rounds. So, folks out there, be praying that we get it. And,
Yeah. Keep that on
let's
your
hope
prayer.
we get it. So,
Um,
we got a couple of events coming up shortly, huh?
Well, you know, Chief, we just had the Zippity Zoo Day.
Yeah.
And that was Saturday and Sunday. Last year was great. This year lots of crowds. We bring our safety trailer out there, and we get, you know, there's several thousand people come out to that Zippity
Yeah.
Zoo. And what we do is we take that opportunity to go through the safety trailer, smoke it up, show the kids that kind of stuff.
I can't think Kathy had a car seat check.
And
weekend,
Kathy
didn't
had a car seat check at the fire station on Groom Road, where that folks that had child seats, children that they wanted to make sure their seats was in safety. We had that. So
she? Right.
we've had some good events in the city of Baker. We're looking forward to some more. And you know, that brings me to the reason that I'm here with you this morning, because I feel so good. This time of the year is something that excites me. And this is April, and what we call it is a career month.
Right.
And a lot of your schools, middle schools, high schools, colleges, this is when they focus on getting kids prepared to go out on a career. And Chief, as the fire chief, you know how important it is that we hire good people. And this is our opportunity. Baker High School is going to have a career fair day coming up at the end of the month in April. And we're looking forward to getting out and talking to the young kids. Women and men, you know, we
Right.
need women. You know, we need. Miss Betty said she'd fight fire with us, but she's not sure.
She's gonna be the incident commander.
I'd
See
love.
this helmet?
Yeah, that's her incident commander.
But you know, I'll touch a little bit on that, but we'll probably have to take up the next segment also, because I've got a lot to put out there about
Right.
recruitment.
We want
but-
to talk about.
But you know, I've always told people, you know, your urge to be a firefighter is kind of like wanting to be married.
it,
You
is.
know, it takes a commitment.
It takes a
To
commitment.
be a firefighter,
Right.
it takes a commitment to be married.
Exactly.
So that's what what I try to tell people. And
You
since
know-
9/11 came about, it's a lot of young men and women wanted to make a career out of firefighting.
Exactly.
So,
You know, I've done a lot of careers throughout the years I've been a public information officer with Baton Rouge, and I tell when I go out and I promote being a firefighter, I said, being a firefighter doesn't come from your back wallet that you need money, because as anybody knows, we don't make a lot of money starting off. Where it's
Right.
got to come from is right here, because you have to be willing to give of yourself.
So, you know, what I found too is when you make that commitment, you make a commitment to the service, not to yourself.
Exactly.
Because if you make a commitment to yourself, then you're self-centered, and it's all about you, and
Right.
not to what you serve. And that's marriage too.
That's true.
You
You
know,
know, it's not for everybody.
I've been married 41 years. And
Pray
I
for that
wouldn't have it
woman.
any other
Pray
way.
for her. Pray for that woman married to him for 41.
But
She's a great lady.
yeah, she is. I love her to death. Wouldn't have anybody else. But anyway, we'll get into more in the third segment on recruitment. But
Oh, well, before we go to the third,
what I want to see in a firefighter.
that's
the
it.
most
What we're going
important
to do in the third segment, we're going to talk about all that, but I want you to take this few seconds in the second segment and tell us what happened special in your life a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I had my son that's 31 years old that's just got married, and he married a wonderful girl, Amy. And my son has been a blessing to me. He's a good Christian kid. He's never heard me say a cuss word. I've never heard him say a cuss word. Drink, never.
Right.
He's not gotten as much as a speeding ticket in his life. And if you ever want to talk about a good kid, that is a good kid.
Yeah.
Not because he's mine, but
Well, we want to send out
if you raise them the right way, they'll turn out the right way.
We want to send out a big congratulations to them.
Yeah, and his name is Daniel. Folks, stay tuned to the third segment. We got some good information for you. Welcome back, folks, to the third segment and the final segment of our show. We've had fun today, and if you look over here to the right of me, he's trying to act like Miss Betty, but he can't even boil. You can't boil water, man.
Well, Chief, I thought maybe wearing her helmet I would be inspired to cook cakes or something. Can I do that?
No.
Oh.
Folks, we're going to get a little bit into what it takes to be a firefighter, how we recruit, and kind of touch a little bit on the pay. If you come to work to be a fireman strictly for the pay, don't come to see us.
No.
We talked earlier about being firefighters like being married, and the commitment. And once you commit to being a firefighter, it is like marriage, because you come to work, you sleep with your partner, you eat with your partner, and you just have good communications with it.
Right.
But Howard, like you said, April is
Career month.
Career month.
Right.
Tell the viewing audience what we do during Career Month.
Well, every year the high schools in the area and across the nation, they promote careers for their seniors and juniors about getting them interested in what they want to become. And we take that opportunity when we're invited to go out to any career fair that we're invited to go, and we set up a booth, and it's an informational booth, and we talk to these kids as they're coming by, and we tell them what it takes to be a fireman. And a lot of them show a lot of interest. Some of them, in what we said a while ago, it's not for everybody. You're going to have, out of 25 people, you only may have 2 or 3 that are really seriously interested and will follow up. They know it's a lot of work. A lot of kids nowadays have this false impression that they're going to come out of college and make $1 million, this, that, and the other. And when we tell them our salaries, it's, I don't know if I can make it like that. But in fact, I want to tell you, and when I started working in the Baton Rouge Fire Department in 1978, I think I was making $620 a month. What was you making when you started?
When I started, I was making $525 a month.
A month, $525.
And I'll tell you what, they could have said, "We're not paying you," and I still went to work at the fire department.
There it is.
So I said,
The salary.
Pay me when you get some money.
But the salary has come up.
Yeah,
I will
it has
say
come
that,
up.
and
Yeah.
I would say that it's somewhat competitive, but as anybody knows firefighters, and I want you to go into it, what it takes to be a firefighter.
Right.
A lot of people know that we don't work every day. We work 24-hour shifts, so it allows firefighters
To have second jobs.
second jobs.
Let me, I know we're short on time, but let me get into what I look for in a firefighter, and I jotted it down earlier. Number one thing is they have to have integrity. They have to be honest, trustworthy, reliable, and accountable. Number two is they have to be physically fit. They have to be able to take the stresses of not only just to clean the station and wipe the truck, but if we have a fire or any kind of a incident, they have to be ready to go.
Yeah.
Communication, they have to have people skills. They have to be ready, able to articulate and stuff. Flexibility, work under stress. They have to adapt and overcome
Exactly.
many stresses.
Exactly.
Dedication, passion, pride. They have to have the heart. That's it.
That's where it comes
That's the
from,
main
yeah.
thing.
It comes
Desire,
out of
the
desire.
drive. They have to be competent and they have a good work ethic.
Exactly.
They have to be a team player. Like I said earlier, they are part of a team. They have to eat together, sleep together, and they have to understand that team concept. That's the main thing. They are a team, and they have to understand that.
Right.
They have to have a mechanical aptitude. They have to be able to solve technical problems, be
Right.
able to see, almost see things before they actually happen.
Right.
They have to portray a good public image, and I don't know what happened to you, but
Well, Chief, I'm trying to show a good public image. I know
they
I'm a
have
little
to have
short of that,
tolerance. They have to understand. They have to have compassion. They have to be level-headed.
Right.
They have to have. Many times you have to have thick skin
Right.
and self-sacrifice. It's a lot of sacrifice. You have to.
Exactly.
You have to give up a lot to be a firefighter.
Yeah.
You have to be giving. When you leave your wife and your family in the morning.
Yeah.
You don't know, or they don't know whether you're going to return home.
Well, it's
the next
like
day.
being a police officer. We
Exactly.
don't know,
Yeah.
And you talk about self-sacrifice. How many firefighters during the hurricanes left their homes with no power, with their food, with their families in the dark, whatever, but yet they left their houses to go out and serve the public. So
Two quick things, too, is are you willing to make the ultimate sacrifice and put your life on the line for someone that you've never met or even you don't like?
Right, right.
That's the deal.
That's it.
There's two traits that we didn't mention, intelligence and common sense.
Yeah.
Although firefighters do need to possess a certain degree of intelligence, there are certainly many other professions that require more brain power than being a fireman. So that's it.
I'm still wondering how I got to be a
Yeah, the
fireman.
pay, let me go over the pay
go
right
over the
quick
pay,
a little
Chief.
bit. The pay, folks, once we start out, you start out as a recruit
Right.
at around $2,211 a month as a recruit. Then we send you to the academy. You pass the academy, then you become a probationary fireman. Once you become stay probationary up to 6 months to a year, then we make you a permanent firefighter. And once you receive that firefighter 1 certificate, you start getting state pay. So regular salary yearly for the Baker Fire Department is $27,600 a month, and
A year.
a year. And after the first year, and you got that firefighter 1 certificate, you start getting supplemental pay from the state, which is $500 a month, and that's $6,000 a year. So total combined salary per year is $33,700, which is, like I said, if you're coming for the money, and
It's not a whole lot of money, no.
we've had people that left high-paying jobs to be firemen.
Oh, we have college graduates apply for
Exactly.
firefighters.
Exactly. So, folks, if you want to be a fireman, my suggestion is look on the website for the Office of State Examiner, and they'll have tests throughout the state where you can go take a test, transfer your grade.
Right. Or come by
Or
the
come by our
office
at
and talk to one of us.
3701 Groom Road, and we'll tell you how to do it. But if you want to join a department that's got volunteer firemen, I would suggest you do that, and they'll get the ball rolling for you. So once again, thanks for joining us. Watch for us next go round. Thank you very much.